So I'm going to share with you a very powerful technique for connecting into yourself, to hearing your inner voice, and connecting to your own greater calling. If you're struggling with this, I know probably the last thing you want to hear is what I'm going to recommend to you. And if you would have told me this 5 years ago, I would have said, I don't have time to do that, and no, I don't want to do that. But I'm telling you, it has absolutely changed my life and in a lot of really powerful ways. And I'll share that with you. But here it is: journaling. Journaling is the easiest, fastest, most impactful way to connect to your inner voice and to really get past the day to day minutia and stress and really connect with your inner voice and hear your greater calling. For me, journaling was something that I really struggled with. I would sit down with a piece of paper and I was like, yeah, no, I don't want to do this. And I would stop. And so I had to figure out a better way. So for me, I bought myself a really beautiful journal, a really beautiful book, and I got myself a really nice pen. And when I went to bed at night, I would journal. And when I woke up in the morning, I would just write down whatever came to me, whatever maybe dream I had or thoughts I had. And sometimes they sounded a little bizarre. I didn't know why I was writing what I was writing. And sometimes this incredible energy would come through and just start writing all kinds of amazing things. And I'd get done and I would close my journal, and a few days later I would go back and I would read it. And there were so many important messages in what I was reading. And it was something that I couldn't have even imagined would impact me the way it did. And so after a couple of days of that, I started really valuing the process of journaling in a whole different way. And I would just sit down and I would take a few deep breaths. I usually did it after meditation, but not always. Sometimes I did it after I worked out. Sometimes I did it first thing in the morning. Sometimes I would journal at night before I went to sleep. And sometimes I would wake up in the middle of the night and just write down the thoughts that were coming to me. And when I would go back and read them, they were so inspirational to me. They were so clear on what it was that I wanted to become. They were really the words of my heart, the words of my soul, and the things that I never told anybody that I wanted to do or be or have. And somehow my soul knew, and somehow the only way that I could get quiet enough to really bring out those words were in my journals. And so whether you're a man or a woman or how old you are, journaling is really powerful. It's not about a secret diary, but in some ways, it's about you connecting to the secret desires of your heart and your soul. So start just with a pen and a notebook and a place that you feel safe, and just write whatever comes to you. It doesn't need to make sense. It doesn't need to look pretty. It doesn't need to be grammatically correct. Just let it come through and see what happens and see how you feel. And then go back and read it, because in the moments when I'm having the most difficult time, when I go back and read some of the inspirational things that my higher self has written for me, I find the greatest peace and the greatest inspiration. I hope this was helpful. Have a great day.